Hey everyone, have I here bring a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be going over the Extreme Z Awakening to the STR Dokkan Festival exclusive Jiren and some tips and team builds for the Extreme Z Battle. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So yes, we are now finally going to get the Dokkan Festival exclusive Jiren EZA, and the details here are interestingly enough. We're hoping for a lot more, I would say, as a community, but this unit ended up being something of a letdown, especially for endgame. However, this is still a Super Battle Road beast, and he's become even stronger for those types of events, but for like general endgame, it's not one of the top tiers that we were expecting or looking for. So first and foremost, let's look at the stats here. The HP, attack, and defense increased to 16,910, 18,788 for attack, and then for defense 12,805. Now if I expand this a little bit bigger, go ahead and take a look at the changes here. So we have the Universal Survival Saga leader skill increased from 150 to 170. That was a given. We expected that to happen. However, the secondary boost was a really big boost, and we've seen this happen before as well, but it went from 50% to 120. So for Battlefield, this becomes a really good super STR leader if you're going to be running a Battlefield 120. Now, the super attack, you end up getting greatly raises attack and defense for one turn as the addition to the EZA, and it still causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. The passive skill, this is where a really nice boost here. You end up getting a key +2 and then 200%. That's a really nice boost, and a medium chance of stunning all enemies at the start of the turn. Of course, that has been available for pre-EZA, and it's a great slight chance. It's definitely RNG there, but when you activate that, especially in Super Battle Road, it's going to be smooth sailing from there. Now, you have attacks effectiveness all types when facing one enemy, and then reduction of damage received by 30% when facing two enemies. Here's where the biggest issue was, where this is now more of a Super Battle Road unit versus endgame red zone type of unit, is because of facing that two or more enemies to get that 30% damage reduction. I think having the damage reduction there could have been beneficial if you're going to be running endgame, enough to make it runnable, but they could have just did effectiveness against all types and reduction of damage by 30%, and I think this unit wouldn't have been overly broken, but it would have been a lot more useful during endgame. But again, when you're doing Super Battle Road, this guy is going to be top notch because you are getting damage reduction right off the bat in that first turn when you're fighting multiple enemies, generally speaking, right? Not all SBR and Extreme Super Battle Road, you're going to fight more than two enemies. But anyway, on top of that, you're going to get additional attack and defense 50% with a high chance of stunning the enemy when performing a super attack. Again, very strong, beneficial for enemies that you can stun. Endgame, you generally can't stun. Performs critical hit when the enemy is stunned, so that was there before. As you can see, not much was there before. You can see all the additional things that they added to this. And then finally, plus an additional attack and defense 111%, and performs a critical hit when there's a Universal Survival Saga or Tournament Participants category enemy. So if you are going to be fighting that enemy there, that's a huge boost, and you're just going to wreck shop if you're fighting anybody who is Universal Survival Saga or Tournament Participants. So that's the change in the EZA there. Again, I think if they would have just removed the when facing one enemies or facing two enemies, you have a whole new different unit and could be usable on multiple game modes versus just focusing on game modes that the enemy can be stunned on. And of course, also fighting an enemy that's Universal Survival Saga and Tournament Participants. That is a restriction that really debuff. I won't say debuffs, right? Just doesn't provide the additional boost of 111%. So anyway, link skills, they all stay the same: Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Infighter, Hero Justice, Godly Power, Tournament Power, Fierce Battle, and then Realm of Gods, Universal Survival Saga, Universe 11, Space Traveling Warriors, Defenders of Justice. Tournament participants and super bosses are the ones that we have here on the category. So yeah, so that is the kit in of itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Extreme Z battle and how to actually complete the EZA on here. And when you're looking at this Jiren, it is weak against Miraculous Awakening. Of course, Miraculous Awakening, MUI Goku, the LR 6-year anniversary unit there, was the unit that brought Miraculous Awakening the category to Dokkan, so that is the category that you're looking for here. Now at level 20 and above, you got damage reduction for extreme strength and extreme physical units, and then all tech units you don't want to bring. It's a very interesting why they chose tech as the damage reduction. Usually it's like, you know, the type disadvantage like physical here, but for some reason they chose tech, so you can't use tech. So really what you want to bring on this EZA here will be an AGL unit and Miraculous Awakening. Those are going to be the key units that you are going to be bringing. So of course the unit that you want to bring is going to be LR MUI Goku. Hopefully you have that unit on there. I'll give you some alternatives and some options to run if you don't have that. Of course you can always bring a friend, but you're going to have to bring a leader and a team that kind of still matches up with Miraculous Awakening. So again, one of the options here, if you're going to go straight all AGL, would be this team here. All AGL units on here. One thing I actually messed up on, give me 1 second, be right back. Here we go. I gotta add the EZA. There we go. That just bothered me, so I just had to quickly change that and edit that. So this is, I wouldn't say the best team you can bring, but it is fairly easy because you're also type advantaged as AGL units. So this is MUI Goku with EZA, Gohan, you have the Vegetas, Gaku, and Bardock on there, and it works fine. This would be no problem for you to complete. However, if you want to make it a lot easier on yourself, of course, you can just bring a full LR team that's not all AGL. So this is generally what it's going to look like. You have some other options as well. I did put the physical units kind of in the back burner as an alternate due to the fact that you are type disadvantage when it comes to attack on there. So I recommend that if you do want to bring those units on there, you know, just know that they might not be doing a lot of extra damage. However, it still should do just fine. So if you don't have some of these other units on the screen here, you can go ahead and bring the Not Beast Gohan. You could bring the Carnival Super Saiyan Trunks on there. Really, any one of these LRs are going to work fine. I just kind of threw in the ones that would kind of link a little bit better with the MUI Goku. I know the EZA Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta won't do that, but you know, it'll just be a floater. In that case. So but of course if you're bringing like Evolution Vegeta on here, you're gonna link really well with the MUI Goku, but you're gonna have no problems if you're bringing a full LR team up against Jiren here. So that is an option that you can run. So another option you can run would be a Universal Survival Saga team. This is where you're gonna bring you know, MUI Goku, Evolution Vegeta, then you have UI Goku as an option here. You can bring the TUR or the LR. You're going to bring the blue Vegeta, and then you're going to also then bring in the Kale, Berserk Kale, and then the support for Universal Survival Saga in the Super Saiyan 2 Kale, right? So this works out fine. Of course, the Kale is, you kind of have to have the other Kale kind of run in the same rotation. So it's kind of wonky because it's just how Kale's built, right? If she has another Universe 6 category ally on there while they're attacking, she gets a lot more extra little boosts there and there. They wish that they would have just changed from Universe 6 to Universal Survival Saga. That would have worked out a lot better. But anyway, so you can run this team here as another option, whether you don't have all the LRs or you don't have all the AGL units, then you can run something like this and it can work extremely well. Another thing that you can do is also like a full Goku team. I did have to put this guy on here because of course you can't run the same name on EZA. So you have MUI Goku, you have Gaku, UI Goku, Base Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then Super Saiyan Goku. This is not very beneficial, but he does boost like Realm of Gods, which, what, 3 of these have Realm of Gods on there. So that could be an option there as well. But let's say you don't have MUA Goku, right? If you don't have him as a unit, what options do you have? Well, you can run a Kamehameha team. So Kamehameha team, I would say, is probably your best bet if you have all the other LRs. If you don't have all the LRs, you can also substitute with Kamehameha TUR units as well if you want to run that. And I guess worst case scenario, you run a Pure Saiyans team here and run all TURs. Let's say you have none of the LRs, 0 LRs. So you're going to be bringing in, like, you can either run Goku, because he's a Pure Saiyans leader as well. But the reason why I want to bring the Vegeta, because you'll have 2 AGL units on there. Or you're going to have an additional AGL unit, but you could bring the Goku on here and then have a friend MUA Goku, right? So it works out either way, it works out fine. So you can have this guy's the leader or that guy's the leader. It's going to be okay on there. You can even run a Realm of Gods, and you can have most of these on here. You just have to substitute if you have those options on here. Super Saiyans, no, you really can't run that. And Goku's family, of course, you can run Goku's family, run a full Goku team like I showed you before here, but without the LRs, right? So again, a lot of options for you to complete this Jiren event. This is probably one of the easier ones out there. A lot of different options with a Miraculous Awakening, mostly super class units. You could use a extreme unit, but there's not much you can choose from on there. If we had the 9-year anniversary Broly, he'd be like the MVP for this Miraculous Awakening. So, but anyway, that's how you go ahead and complete the Extreme Z battle for Jiren on there. So give it a shot and collect your Dragon Stones and have a OP Super Battle Road EZA unit on your team. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.